as people started to say that he stole the entire trap country sound from a rapper named Lil Tracy.
I ain't gonna lie, Lil Tracy is buns. You know what, I'm just gonna go out and say it. Lil Tracy is buns. I say this every time it comes up in topic, bro. What another man decides to do with his penis has nothing to do with me. That's like the gayest thing you can do, is be concerned about what another man finds like sexually appealing. I don't get it, bro. Them shits is just hideous, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Who wore these with high water jeans? Are you crazy? What? This is devilish work right here. Why are you acting surprised that people are mad at you, that you pretended to be Jesus on the cross when you have a video of you lap dancing on Satan's lap? Are you crazy? What are you talking about?
Racist against rappers, they all look the same to him. They used to beg him not to egg him on Halloween. He told him holler back with the suede Pumas, Dollar Green. Nah, I mean, heated up till the temperature tarball. Y'all just gawk like gargoyle.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Kenzino channel. I hope you enjoy your stay. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I haven't heard nothing to and or about Lil Nas X in honestly a couple of years, bro. I'll be real with you. The last thing I heard about Lil Nas X is whenever he did that thing with the blood in the Nike shoes or whatever. I ain't gonna lie, I'm pretty sure it wasn't even real blood. How is a company like Nike gonna put blood in their shoes? Like, are you crazy? Like, what the hell? Today, we got this video by Jamari, why Lil Nas X lost 69% of his fans in 1 year. Why is it 69%? That's crazy. Okay, here's my predictions. It's because he was trying too hard to be controversial, and he was also saying stuff. He was doing too much on Twitter, I'm pretty sure. I ain't gonna lie, if he was lying about the blood in his shoes, bro, then he was tweaking. Hold on, let me put on my robe, bro. If I could be honest with y'all, I think Old Town Road and Panini are good songs. I wasn't a fan of anything else he dropped. I ain't gonna hold you. Let's get it.
So back in 2019, Lil Nas X hit lightning in a bottle when he dropped the song Old Town Road. This guy came out of absolutely nowhere, sleeping on his sister's couch after dropping out of college, and suddenly he had the biggest song in the entire world.
If I remember they said he had like $9 to his name when he dropped Old Town Road. So, you know, it is a crazy come up story.
Then I find this beat on YouTube, which is the Old Town Road beat by this guy named Young Keo. And I made this song. It was like a loner cowboy running away from everything. And Old Town Road is like this path of success, and like, you know, we want to continue on this.
He paid $30 for the beat and released the track independently on SoundCloud.
That was back in the earlier days of TikTok, a platform.
I bet that beat maker is so mad, bro. I bet that the dude who made that beat is mad, bro. I would be so mad.
That over time would gain a reputation for its ability to make unknown artists achieve hit songs.
Are you this song is kind of hard.
And with Nas X having a lot of experience,
what was that?
hit songs.
Are you the
Yo, bro, is it straight if I use your song for a video? I have a 123K followers on TikTok, so it'll be good promotion for it. And I just like to ask, since I'm gonna be grabbing it off of SoundCloud.
This song is kind of hard.
And with Nas X having a lot of experience on the internet in his teens, he already knew how to make memes and other posts go viral organically by understanding the algorithm through the best teacher, trial and error. So for months he relentlessly promoted this song through memes, trying to force a trend to get attention towards his music.
So he memed his own song? That's okay. He was on his Soulja Boy. Cause you know Soulja Boy, he uploaded his song to MP3 School, and he would title it other songs and stuff to get people to download his song. Like
Putting it into memes and, you know, like kind of forcing it into the internet in a way.
Old Town Road became a meme on TikTok. People would drink something called hee-haw juice, and the song would start up and they might be dancing in a hip-hop manner, and they would jump in the air and transform into cowboys.
The song became a trending sound, and I really feel like the mixture of modern country over a trap beat really helped create this independent hit.
Yeah, because black people could dance to it and the white people could get jiggy with it.
Town Road by Lil Nas X, a country song?
Nah.
Yes, it is also a hip-hop song. It is a country trap song.
I feel like country trap is a genre I don't want to explore too much of, because I feel like it would eventually piss me off.
It's both.
And once Columbia Records got their hands on Lil Nas and Old Town Road, they were highly incentivized to capitalize on its success, and really to make Nas a superstar while they do so.
How did you get all this money?
I made a song about horses.
And when Billy
That's crazy. Yeah, he got Billy Ray Cyrus to remix it. I ain't gonna lie, that Billy Ray Cyrus remix went hard.
Ray Cyrus would hop on the remix only 4 months later. It turned this bonfire into a full-blown inferno.
If you go to my past tweets, like 2 days after I put the song, like, Twitter, please help me get Billy Ray on there, because I was like, Billy Ray Cyrus would be perfect for this.
He said, hey, we got this thing, we'd love for your husband to hear it. And I actually stood up out of my chair. I stood up and go, God, I love that. That dude is original.
And as a matter of fact, this song would have several remixes, featuring Billy Ray Cyrus, Diplo, Young Thug, various
He had Young Thug on it?
BTS members, and even Mason Ramsey, the yodeling Walmart kid.
And
What happened to him?
he said he had some really great news that Lil Nas X invited me to be on his song.
And so for over a year, this song plagued the ears of every shopper, radio enjoyer, and really person in the world.
It got played.
I just made it here.
It got played out really quick. Look, to this day, I still say it's a pretty good song, but like it got played out real quick.
In my bedroom, and now the whole entire planet is listening to it.
And as a result, Old Town Road would be solidified as one of the biggest songs of all time, racking up over 1 billion streams and topping the Billboard charts for a record-breaking 19 weeks in a row. This was actually enough to make it the fastest song of all time to reach diamond status.
Wow.
And you have to keep in mind that Nas had purchased the beat for Old Town Road for $30, and he recorded the entire thing in a closet in his sister's apartment. And really up until that time, the most notable thing he had done online was run a faceless fan page for Nicki Minaj.
I can respect it.
And basically create viral pop culture memes.
I guess I didn't realize like how great I had become at doing like internet stuff until people started telling me. So I was like, is everybody not using the internet this way?
Right.
But yeah, you learn so much like subconsciously just doing the things that you do on the internet.
So for him to...
That makes a lot of sense, because real talk, because back in like the 2019, 2018, 2017, having your song attached to a meme guaranteed success, man. That's how X blew up, you know what I'm saying? That's how Lil Pump blew up. That's how most SoundCloud artists blew up, just having their song get attached to a meme, you know what I'm saying?
Come out of nowhere like this was unprecedented, but not unlikely. His understanding of social media and how it played into his blow-up really cannot be emphasized enough.
Yeah. I saw you made that post on Reddit where you were like, what's that song that goes, I'm going to take my horse to Old Town Road?
Because
He really was playing the system then. So he was going online pretending to be other people, asking, hey, yo, what's that song?
I knew this is what people want to search.
I mean, don't get me wrong, this was right after the era of the meme rapper.
Yeah.
But Nas X was actually getting the numbers to back up his social media persona. Unlike other acts whose online antics really seem
They just died out.
to outshine their actual music.
Hey, bitch, little pumping this shit, man. I just hit 1 million, and we celebrating with a Zan cake, bitch. Ask it!
A Zan cake is crazy.
Although I will say Old Town Road was not without its own controversy, as people started to say that he stole the entire trap country sound from a rapper named Lil Tracy, who had released a song 6 months earlier called Like a Farmer.
I ain't gonna lie, Lil Tracy is buns. You know what? I'm just gonna go out and say it. Lil Tracy is buns. I don't care.
I got horses in my car like a farmer. Yeehaw, finna pick up your daughter.
What influenced the country? Were you a country listener? Did you listen to country, or was it just a vibe?
It was genuinely like I saw like one of these like country trappish kind of songs. I was like, damn, what if I did that but better? And you know,
look, shout out Lil Tracy. I love Lil Peep, bro. I can't get into Lil Tracy, bro. Lil Tracy is just cheeks to me. I'm not even gonna hold you.
That's what happened.
That's just how the game go, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's evidence. Like, why is Lil Nas X got a billion view song and Lil Tracy don't?
Either way, Lil Nas X was absolutely popping off. He was performing at elementary schools all around the country, but many still questioned if he would fall victim to the one-hit wonder curse that plagued so many artists, including Billy Ray Cyrus himself, at least before Old Town Road, that is.
I'll be real with you. I don't think I've listened to any of Billy Ray Cyrus's other songs. I just know that his daughter is Miley Cyrus. That's it. That's it. That's all I know about him.
But on June 20th, 2019, we would see that the dude was actually bigger than one song, as Lil Nas would drop a 6-pack EP. And in that moment, he made it clear that he was really good at blending genres, and essentially making whatever sounds he wanted from single to single. Nas went from something that sounded like it should be on a Scooby-Doo chase scene to soft punk rock, futuristic, alternative, and even keeping that country vibe going as well.
I'm telling you, bro, the mixtape he dropped after Old Town Road, bro, it was good. I don't care what nobody says. Panini, hey Panini, don't you be Panini was fire. The one with Cardi B was fire. Like, it was all fire. And then he just kind of started pole dancing on Satan's lap, and I said, okay, you know, I think I might be cool off of bro.
His 7 EP was positively received by the public, and the songs Rodeo and Panini were immediately deemed as his next hit songs.
Yeah.
What's different between this success you're having now and the success you had with Old Town Road?
Charlemagne the God, Shook One, and Brack. I didn't know Charlemagne the God had books.
I feel like I'm much more in control of, you know? Like, I feel like I have the reins on it.
Now, a mere 10 days...
True, because, you know, Old Town Road was kind of like I hope this go viral, I hope this go viral. And I bet with 7, he felt like, okay, I know I'm going to have people check this out.
After he would more or less prove that he was more than a lucky artist who caught a hit, Nas would come out of the closet, telling fans on Twitter, some of y'all already know, some of y'all don't care, some of y'all not gonna fuck with me no more. But before this month ends, I want y'all to listen closely to Closure, a song that appears to be about someone finally accepting their sexuality, later confirming this by saying that the rainbow imagery used in his album cover should have made it obvious that he was gay.
Yeah.
One of your recent social media posts hinted towards you revealing something about yourself in the future, and you haven't revealed that yet, and fans are pretty much clamoring to find out what that is.
I kind of revealed, you know.
You've given hints. What do you think you've revealed?
That I am gay.
And while some...
I'm not gonna lie, I say this every time it comes up in topic, bro. What another man decides to do with his penis has nothing to do with me. Like, it didn't... I didn't care. I don't care that he gay. As long as you keep making good music, bro, it don't matter to me. But some niggas lost their minds over it.
Obviously resented him for this, while others could kind of care less either way.
Yeah, I feel like Karen, like this don't even bother me, bro. The only thing that got me was when he started dancing on Satan's lap, because I was like, all right, bro, you doing too much to try to shock people. Like, come on, bro.
Mini champion Tim.
There's a difference between art and there's a difference between doing too much.
For coming out at the peak of his popularity.
Did your family know you were gay?
My dad and my sister, but the same month that I came out, I told them pretty much.
And after this, the guy was absolutely everywhere. He was making music with Cardi B, DaBaby, who was red hot at the time, and of course the real Nas, who inspired his name in the first place. And at that point, it was beyond clear that he was being backed by the industry machine, and also that the music was actually good enough to keep him on this upward trajectory.
Yeah, like he wasn't dropping no ass. He was dropping like actually good songs, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of what anybody else would say.
He was getting billions of views and streams on these songs, not even considering Old Town Road and its 1 million remixes. It was like the dude could do no wrong and he was destined to be a pop sensation. Now around this time, Nas would fully embrace his sexuality in both his music and his performances. I would definitely consider this a transitional phase for his public image, as this was something he admits he purposely did, even when it was subconsciously trying to clap back at the haters.
Anybody that's pissed off are the exact people that need to be pissed off, you know?
And at this point,
yeah, cause like, what the hell? I don't care. I don't care if you get hard to niggas. Like, what the hell that got to do with me? You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. I feel like people who get bothered by people who are gay are like, that's like the gayest thing you can do, is be concerned about what another man finds like sexually appealing. Like that. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it.
When it seemed like fully embracing the villain role and kind of pissing people off seemed to be something that Nas X really started to enjoy.
See, now we're starting to get into the part where I can start understanding why people started hating him. Because I ain't gonna lie, putting the blood in the Nike shoes was ridiculous. I don't think that they actually did it, but nigga, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, that was unnecessary. Like, you're doing too much. You can't just make a regular sneaker. Like, you have to put blood in it. Like, come on, man.
You know, my videos are much more like sexual and whatnot. And you know how we used to be happy that people would be like, oh, he's not like those other gay people, like all flamboyant and whatnot. And it was like, that's not a compliment, you know?
Listing your vacation rentals on Booking.com opens the door to more guests, like this bunch.
All flamboyant and whatnot. And it was like, that's not a compliment, you know.
Okay, that's understandable, because, like, it's like, you know, as a black guy being told, oh, yeah, you don't want like other black guys. What the hell are you talking about? It's not a compliment. That's not a compliment. But then you proceeded to lap dance on Satan's lap, and I just don't understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could have been more flamboyant, but you could have, I don't know, gang. I don't know, bro. And then you put blood in the shoes. I don't care, bro.
No.
Going from using mostly comedy online to promote his music to now also using outrage to funnel attention to himself.
So what would you call what you do? Trolling, marketing, what is it?
It's all of it. It's all of it. It's trolling, it's marketing. It works.
Like if people thought
but it don't work forever though.
He was going too far in his music videos, he would do something more outrageous on a live stage to provoke them even more. If his detractors said that he should be a role model for kids who listen to his music, he would do everything in his power to push himself out of that pigeonhole.
And seeing all these other artists who are gay kind of just like pushed to like this box of this bowl of gay artists, and it's like you're here.
It really did seem.
I get it. It's kind of like, it reminds me of like the Disney child star effect, you know, like how like the Disney Channel stars, they grow up and then they immediately start doing outrageous shit to kind of prove that they're grown up and they're not for kids anymore. Like, there's a graceful way to do it, you know what I'm saying? Like Selena Gomez, you know what I mean? People love her, you know, but I'm not gonna say she's for kids anymore, you know? Like, doing the most to try to prove yourself to people who are going to judge you for the most shallow reasons is not worth the time. You know what I'm saying? But what do I know? I'm just a nigga with a 9-to-5.
Like every single week, Nas was doing something deemed controversial, but he would not find himself in real hot water until he released the music video for his song Montero, aka Call Me By Your Name, an allusion that refers to his legal name Montero Lamar Hill, where Nas is,
which is a dope name. That's a dope name.
Featured giving the devil a lap dance after sliding down a stripper pole to hell.
Yeah.
This accompanied by
people were the memes on it were crazy. It was like
the satanic imagery definitely broke the internet, made a lot of people mad, while others celebrated what they saw as artistic expression. No matter what anyone thought though, this resulted in a massive hit for Lil Nas. I mean, at the time, he had even more monthly listeners on Spotify.
He was number 8 in the world
than Drake.
What? I didn't know that.
Though I should note, this can definitely be a deceiving metric to gauge an artist's overall success.
True.
And he would even double down on the whole Satan thing by releasing a 97 Nike Air Max shoe with more devilish allusions and imagery, including a drop of blood cemented into every pair of shoes.
The fact that it's on an Air Max 97, talk about this collaboration and how it came about.
Like, why do you have to do all that? Like, are you really like a Satanist? You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not a Satanist and you're just doing this just to do it, bro, it's ridiculous. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, you're doing too much.
With my song and my video,
it's got 666 on it. Mischief Infree Customs featured a holy water injected air unit that originally sold for $1,400. Nigga, I'm not wearing shoes with holy water in them. Are you crazy? Just to get them beat up eventually? Like, what?
It was kind of like the perfect matchup. We came together and like this.
What that say?
In my video, it was kind of like the perfect matchup.
I saw Satan. Jesus, bro.
Came together and like this crazy shoe is here. Look at this. Look at the blood. That's insane. It's only 666 pairs of these.
Obviously, this would outrage the Christian
the Christian community was on his ass.
Community even more.
I feel like a lot of people gonna love it. Some people gonna be.
What is that box, bro? Yeah, nah, hell.
Be mad or whatever. Like, yeah. People already demonize who I am and put me in a painting of, okay, he's evil, he's doing this, he's doing that. So it's like, you know what, I'll take that. I'll be that.
I hate the lizard eyes so much, bro. That's so ridiculous.
And I'm gonna make the best of it.
And Nike would even leverage a law.
Them shits is hideous, bro. It's not even like Luke 10:18. Jesus tells his disciples, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. Oh, this nigga is aggravating as hell. Them shits is just hideous, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Who wore these with high water jeans? Are you crazy? What? This is devilish work right here.
Suit against Nas for
This is like a grandpa's wearing this.
doing so.
This is about much more than shoes. Mr. Nas X, are you gay? What does this have to do with the shoes?
As this was
There were niggas who were like talking about the fact that he was gay and doing this, and it's like, okay, I don't really care. Nah, bro, this is ridiculous. First of all, that shoe is just ugly. I'm not even gonna hold you. If I saw somebody walking in that, bro, I'm probably gonna do a what the hell? Oh my god! But yeah, hell nah, bro. This is ridiculous. If it looked good, it would be different, but it don't even look good.
Unofficial collaboration, to say the least. And this would be the first, but definitely not the last time that Nas would go to war with the Christian community. From here, he would put out a myriad of hit songs, including Sun Goes Down, That's What I Want, Industry Baby with industry plant Jack Harlow.
Industry plant with Jack Harlow is crazy.
As well as other songs that were well received. Though at that time, he would admit that he feared that his career and overall identity would always be wrapped up in Old Town Road.
Did you ever feel like Old Town Road was bigger than you?
I haven't even listened to Old Town Road in years, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, when I think of Lil Nas X, I don't immediately think of Old Town Road, honestly. Like, I think you've already shed that, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely.
At one time it was, I think so.
Yeah, absolutely.
This was something that he had to learn to accept.
I have this on because I resented Old Town Road for so long, and it's like, no, that's a blessing. That's a gift from God. Yeah.
You can't say that when you got devil shoes. God.
During these next couple of years, he would still use Twitter virality and other antics to promote his music, but for the most part, he would stay out of the limelight from 2022 through 2023. But at the top of last year, 2024, Lil Nas definitely wanted to stoke his dimming fire once again, as he seemed to be hitting a bit of a lull in his career. I mean, don't get me wrong, the numbers were still strong, but his audience and streaming numbers, as well as his social media growth, was essentially cut in half. And this was while still releasing singles on a pretty normal basis. After all, with him being a pop artist, an album does not necessarily mean much, and I feel like his...
Yeah. I do think that, because you gotta understand, with different genres of music come with different types of audiences. You know, with pop and stuff, it's like you can get one of the most diehard fan bases, but then you can also get the most shallow fan base ever. Like, if you're not dropping a Billboard hit, we're not listening. And I think that's the kind of fan base Lil Nas X had.
So at least the label's strongest strategy was to try and make every song a spectacle. Meaning, fuck this big body of work, we want the next big hit. And so he turned to his old bag of controversy, going even harder at Christianity directly with his song J. Christ, where he...
J. Christ, I didn't even hear this.
He is pictured as his version of Jesus Christ, as well as the devil. This was clearly meant to be his next big single, his next Montero moment, if you will, but it completely struck out compared
Did he just cross up Satan
to his other songs that had controversy centered around them, and even people who weren't Christian took offense to his depiction of himself up on the cross. But once again, Nas would come from this standpoint that everyone was taking him too seriously and that he really meant no harm.
But I also didn't mean to like mock. This wasn't like a fuck you to you people, fuck you to the Christians. Like, you know, it was not that.
But you knew that's how people were gonna perceive it. Like, come on now. What are we talking about? Like, what? Come on, gang. Like, yo, come on, bro. You knew that's how people were gonna take it. Like, what else are we talking about? Why are you acting surprised that people are mad at you that you pretended to be Jesus on the cross when you have a video of you lap dancing on Satan's lap? Are you crazy? you had shoes that had human blood injected into them. Are you crazy? What are you talking about?
It was literally me saying, "Oh, I'm back like Jesus." Like, that was like the whole thing. I'm not the first person to dress up as Jesus. I'm not the first rapper. I'm not the first artist, and I won't be the last. And I know, like, given my history with, you know, the Call Me By Your Name video, anything that I do related to religion can be seen as like mockery. That just was not the case with this.
But this time
Yeah, but there's a lot of different things you can do to say I'm back. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why you had to pick Jesus of all people to like say that you're back. You know what I mean? Real talk. Look, like I said, man, Lil Nas X was making good music, but I didn't even know about that. You OD for that. I'm not even gonna hold you.
People were not defending him the way they were before, and in turn, he would actually double down, once again cosplaying as Jesus, and this time mocking the eating of the holy bread and the drinking of wine, which in the Catholic community represents the blood and body of Christ.
That's
something
crazy.
Obviously not taken lightly by those who believe.
And
that's crazy.
Will say though, with the communion video, with me eating the crackers and juice, I thought that video was gonna be the video to lighten the mood, to take it.
Lighten the mood. Niggas are saying that you mocked their religious idol, and you're gonna make another video pretending to be the same religious idol doing something that's seen as sacrilege, and you're saying you thought that was gonna lighten the mood? What are you talking about? What was even the joke? What was the joke? You're taking shots of holy wine and you're eating the wafers. Like, what are we talking about? What was the joke there? If there was at least a joke, I could be like, okay, he was clearly trying to be funny. But like, what was even the joke? There wasn't even a joke there. Like, I don't get it.
Get down like less serious or whatnot. I thought that was something that we all wanted to do as kids or whatnot, but I didn't understand, you know, the reality of what it is. You know, it's me eating the communion, which is like the symbolism of like Jesus's blood and bones or something like that. I don't remember completely, but I do apologize for that. I will say I am sorry for that. That was overboard.
So by this point, Nas had pissed off.
So like, come on, bro. How you gonna say I'm not trying to mock Jesus and then you got a picture like this up? Come on, bro. This is crazy.
Both the Christians and the Catholics, as well as other people in general who kind of just found the entire thing to be distasteful.
Yeah.
And then, you know, on top of that, like seeing like actual fans like turn and say like, whoa, why is he doing this? Why does he keep messing with these people?
This was obviously a massive blunder and a move that Nas X would regret even more than the music video itself.
And I looked at the video with me like eating like the communion or whatnot, and I was like, okay, this looks really bad on paper. This thing that I thought was just like a little jokey, fun video.
And like I said before, this song J Christ was an absolute flop. This would in turn
yeah, I didn't even know he had dropped. I honestly didn't even know he was still dropping music in 2024.
and hurt the mental health of Nas
Like after Industry Baby, I didn't know he was dropping anything.
X, and at this point he would definitely shy away from the limelight, seemingly right after he was ramped up for his next big campaign in his career. I feel like it's kind of the same vibes of what happened with that movie Snow White recently. The audience had spoken and they weren't listening to this song, debuting at 69 on the Billboard Hot 100 before falling straight off the charts 1 week later.
And people were laughing at that. All that controversy he did just for it to not debut in the top 50. Sad. Yeah. I didn't even know he dropped it
later. Comparing this to Old Town Road, which spent 49 straight weeks on the Billboard Hot 100, Industry Baby that did 41 weeks, reaching the #1 spot at one point, and even Montero that spent 35 weeks on the Hot 100, debuting at #1, this was obviously a really bad sign. Because now he had all this backlash with no numbers to make it worth.
No way Light Again past J Christ that quick. Y'all really didn't fuck with that song, huh?
I can say as many things as I want, but knowing my history, they look right, I look wrong.
But still, months later, he stood by his decision.
You know, bleep it out with my hitters. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to do me. I'm going to go outside. I deserve to be out here. I deserve the right to exist. Connected with something higher, and I felt like I was just having fun, and I want to get back to that and not just like, oh, I'm going to teach my haters a lesson. Like.
And so he would be mostly quiet in 2024 besides the occasional random release.
What are you excited about over the next, 12 months for you? What's something that's inspiring, pulling you and pushing you forward right now for the next 12 months?
I think the main thing I'm focused on is picking myself up out of this hole that I feel that I'm in, you know what I mean?
And only a couple of weeks ago would he really begin to campaign for his new album, Days Before Dream Boy. This was released at the tail end of March, and it basically has created zero buzz online.
I didn't know nothing about it, honestly. I ain't know nothing about it.
With most of the songs besides the single Hotbox getting...
Wow, Need That Boy, Dream Boy, Big Dummy, Swish, Lean on My Body, Hotbox, right there.
less than a couple 100,000 views in the first 2 months.
What?
In fact, I didn't even know this album had come out. And
man, I've been not knowing. I've been ignorant to half of this man's discography in the past 2 years.
Even Lil Nas' social media efforts have been falling flat, with him seemingly unable to go viral.
This new pussy open up doors that ain't never been open before. This new pussy make the niggas fall in love. This new gonna make the bitch.
See, it don't. The antics. Look, when Lil Nas X was doing stupid stuff and going viral for it, it's like, okay, the ends justify the means. But now you looking like Lil Pump. I'm not gonna hold you. You looking like Lil Pump right now, bro.
Bitches fall in love.
It's like he's trying his old antics, but they're not working.
That's who that sound like. Who do that sound like?
This is obviously a massive shift from the time where he could post literally anything and it was getting millions of impressions and positive reinforcement from the internet.
Like, there's a part of you that likes a little bit of chaos. And I was going to ask you, what does positive chaos look like to Montero, and what does negative chaos look like?
I think that the thing is, it's usually when I can control it. I've lost. I don't think I have the grip on controlling it. I feel like it does a lot of what it wants now, you know?
And at this point, even with this new release, his audience has been cut by over 66% since his peak.
Wow. I mean, he still got 20 million, though. Like, 20 million is nothing to sneeze at, but 66% is crazy.
And now for Nas, he's going to be at a very interesting place in his career. Because without the numbers, the label has already...
Who made this, bro?
He found a new shiny toy to play with. And at this point, they're going to start caring less and less about Nas.
Yeah, he's about to see the dark side of the labels industry, right? And like, whew, yo, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
X. And pouring absolutely no gasoline on his career. This can obviously make it very hard to release music, hard to get the budgets he might desire to try and go viral, and overall it's a really bad place to be for him after they were likely pouring a lot of resources into his career for years.
Yeah.
You know, I started posting the stuff that I wish I would have seen during, like, I don't know, a lot of dark times I've been having in my own life. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I wanted to share that with the people and, you know, get out of my comfort zone of only being like the funny man.
Overall, I do think that Nas X is a talented guy who has obviously accomplished more than most in the music industry. But at the same time, with him constantly changing around his style and sound, it is hard to get a core fan base. And after a while, I feel like the antics can start to hurt your career way
Them antics came and bit him back in his cheeks, bro.
more than they help. Because it's kind of like the boy who cried wolf, but instead it's the guy who will do absolutely anything for attention. He also alienated his fan base with a few of these moves. And honestly, when your audience is on the younger side, they tend to move on to other artists naturally and swiftly as they age. And your only hope as an artist is that they either age with you, or you keep bringing in new fans of that same demographic. But that is extremely hard to do, especially in pop music. You know, the genre that is most dependent on the industry machine. So yeah.
I use those same exact hands for one of my thumbnails, bro.
Especially in pop music. You know.
I use that same exact picture in one of my thumbnails. The one with Diddy and Trey songs.
The genre that is most dependent on the industry machine. So yes, I want to know what you guys think about Lil Nas X and the current state of his career. If I'm being completely honest, I do think that it's only down from here for Lil Nas. I don't even know if this guy can really catch another hit. I mean, to me, it's pretty obvious that the label couldn't really give a shit about him anymore.
Yeah, because I swear I haven't heard nan peep from this man.
The effects of the memes, the effects of the comedy, the effects of the controversy, it's all kind of worn off. And I just think at this point, there's really not that many people that genuinely care. So y'all let me know y'all's thoughts down below. I also want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing. But as you guys know, it's Benny Boy the Tan Superman and some other fallen artists out here need to be covered. So I'm out. Peace.
Nice. Shout out Jamari. Good video. Yeah. somebody said, I mean, he wrote until he can't no more. That's crazy. Yeah, nah, Lil Nas X, he was definitely trying to be controversial, trying to stir up people, trying to rile people up. And like I said, that only has so long of a lifespan. Like, it don't have a long shelf life, just being the most controversial guy. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's why Eminem is still a controversial kind of dude, but he was able to back it up with like undeniable hits. Not everybody can be an Eminem story, like where he can just come out and say the most ridiculous things and people accept it. So yeah, no, Lil Nas X's antics was it pissed off too many people. I think he pissed off more people than he realized, and that's why he eventually started flopping. But I don't know, it's not my tax bracket.